We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is Lola's Ghost Pepper Hot Sauce. Now, we saw, of course, the original, and you can see it separating there. This is a agitate while using sauce, just like the other. The other one has been the original, which there's a review of that up if you want to see that. So they're calling this a medium burn, which I guess depends on what you consider medium. Ingredients. We have what I would imagine is the base. So we have red jalapeno, ghost peppers, garlic, lime juice, vinegar, and salt. Everything that's not ghost pepper seems a lot like the base sauce, and then they just change the actual heat driver. So of course you can see you can see the white garlic particulates here. And it is very runny. It doesn't seem like it has quite the bad consistency of the other one. Although, to be honest with you, this coming out of the cap will have a tendency to run back along the bottle as well. So, it looks like it is slightly darker in color as well than was the original. Alright, so you guys will be able to see the tendency is to go back along the threads, which is honestly kind of annoying. I don't understand why there's not a restrictor cap on this. But let's take a look here at the sauce. You can see it is very, very loose, very runny. Does have a pretty color though, the sort of orange to darker orange red, just like the other one did. So away we go. Very pungent sauce. So I could smell the vinegar and lime prior to eating this. The first taste I got was garlic, but the garlic is really tempered a lot by the ghost peppers here. So flavoring is not quite so overwhelming as the original was. So here we've just got some mini Red Baron pizzas, and I'm going to attempt to not oversauce these, which is a bit of a trick with this sauce acting the way it does. I don't like this sauce to be oversauced on stuff. I don't find it pleasant in that way at all. On this one, so the original I wound up tossing. This one I've already eaten more of than I did of the original. I don't know if I'm going to be keeping this after this though, just because the flavor profile, I would almost always rather have something else. And when a hot sauce is like that, to me, that's a pretty good sign that is not one I need to keep around. Just there's so many other ones. I mean, you guys could go to the blog and look. There are so many other ones. Even just looking at the video series, that is an extension of this video that you're seeing now. Just there's a lot of stuff out there. So you don't need to. This isn't like the 80s and 90s where you have to suffer through an inadequate sauce if you don't like it, just in the name of being able to have something for a heat component. It's not like that anymore. There's more sauces now than we know what to do with. Burn Your Tongue, for instance, right? He's got almost 700 sauces, 675, 680, something like that. he's got more sauces physically on the shelf than the other two places that I can think of off the top of my head combined, and actually a lot more than even some of the online shops. So there's just a glut of stuff out there. So as long as they're not crazy expensive, that's kind of where I draw the line. Because if I'm paying over $10 for something, I'm really, really reluctant to not try to find a way to use it somehow. But you definitely don't need to suffer anymore to get your heat fixed. So, all right. So here's what the sauce is looking like. Hopefully you can see it. Hopefully it's had enough time to kind of marinate it on there so it doesn't run everywhere. I don't like this sauce cold with the pizza, so I wanted to not only chit chat with you, but also to try to let it warm up the sauce just a skosh. Again, it melds very, very well with the garlic, melds well with the tomato sauce and stuff, and it sort of dissipates both the lime and the vinegar a bit. I think possibly I might have even undersauced that one, so let's pour a little bit more on these. Ooh. It's not increasing the heat appreciably though. So heat is very moderate with these. If you're trying to go national, as they apparently are, I think that's smart because let's just say you're at a friend's house, you open that fridge door and you see ghost pepper in there, or Trinidad Scorpion, or Carolina Reaper. If people understand loosely what those mean, a lot of them will not be able to help but be impressed by that. And they probably won't want to try the sauce. Which means you can get across the idea of a heat seeker fiend pretty readily. If you care about that kind of thing. Some people do. If you over sauce, you do get a blast that's a little unpleasant. And that just the astringency then is enough to make its way forcefully to the flavor profile. Not at all in a good way. You know, I don't love the flavor of these stupid little things, but I'll tell you, these things are super ideal for saucing and having it contained and showing up on camera. I mean, these things are awesome for that. Whereas if you're cutting a pizza and you're pouring it on there, good chance you're getting someone to play it. These are self-contained little nuggets. But I mean, you don't buy Red Baron or any other frozen pizza expecting greatness, or you shouldn't be anyway. In a way, I'm not really upset though that they muted the heat that much, because it is definitely a way to try to make some of the hotter peppers accessible. and keep our hot sauce manufacturers and distributors flush with money so they can keep going and keep doing it and keep getting us excellent sauces. This is not one of them, certainly, but I do appreciate that sort of thought, that kind of mentality. So anyway, there we are, our look at Lola's Ghost Pepper Hot Sauce. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.